Hello everybody, Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Lord of the Rings, The Battles of Middle-earth 2, patch 1.09, and today we have a 2v2 on Udun A4, which I believe stands for Age 4, so Udun in the 4th Age. And yeah, let's see who we got here today. We have YodA, who of course is of BFME fame. He has his own YouTube channel and Twitch channel, and he streams and plays quite often, so you know, he's pretty good. And check him out if you haven't. But anyway, there's YodA there. We have his ally for this match, Undefeatable. So he's from the same clan, as you would guess by his clan tag. And he is Isengard. The opposing team, we have FreeDoom. And he is Isengard as well. He's on the enemy team, of course. And we have a Goblin, Lionheart, as his ally here. So we actually have a Goblin versus Isengard and a Goblin versus Isengard. Interesting. So, all evil factions in this match here. Hopefully it's a good one. Because, should be. I would hope. As always, of course. Anyway, we got, who's this again? Lionheart, of course. I'm assuming he's not the YouTuber Lionheart. Definitely not. We have a Goblin Warrior start going for Lionheart. FreeDoom going for Urks as his starting unit from the Urk pits. YodA's going for Goblin Warriors, of course, as well, and he's getting a second Goblin Cave. And Undefeatable has got his Urks already out, and he's getting more of those from an Urk pit. So yeah, we'll see how each side fares. It's the same exact teams against each other, which is very interesting. Not something you see very often. So that'll be pretty cool. At least it's not like goblins like directly across from goblins on both sides. It'll be Urukai versus goblins on both sides. Which is nice. Of course, doesn't mean the other goblins won't go and attack the other goblins like he is poised to do, perhaps. But it looks like he's actually going to swing back around this way and not do that. So that's fair enough. Alright. FreeDoom going in with his first battalion Urks. YodA doesn't have any defense in the back of his base, and he doesn't have anything in his tunnels, so you should be able to pick up some farm kills there. YodA, on the other hand, is sending Goblin Warriors to help defend against the Goblin Warrior menace over in his ally's base here. Meanwhile, Undefeatable is pushing in with his Urukai. He's got some there, and it looks like he has... No, those are not his. I don't know why I thought those were pink on the minimap, but they are not. He has some there. We have a fissure going down for Lionheart. Interesting. So he's going to go cave trolls. Very good. Very good. That'll actually do quite well against the Urukai, of course, as you expect. Until some Urukai pikes show up. And the Urukai will absolutely butcher these little Goblin Warriors. They outclass them substantially, especially when in shield wall formation. They will not die to those very easily at all. These are the effect of Palantir. That's the Palantir effect, I'm pretty sure. Indeed it is. Which does get a 15% speed bonus to units in the area of the revision of the Palantir. Which can be pretty useful at times, as you might expect, to get in and out of areas quickly. Or launch a cowardly ambush. Of course, not too many ambushes get launched in BFME, but you know, it is possible. Alright, YodA's loading up a bunch of Goblin Warriors into a tunnel. And he's also going after a builder here. It looks like Lionheart has left a builder exposed. And some Goblin Warriors are upon him. If he doesn't get a wall hub down, he's probably going to die there. Wall hubs in patch 1.9 I think they're expensive. If I remember correctly, they're not super cheap. But it looks like he has managed to get it back behind his wall of Goblin Warriors. Very nice play there. Got it to safety, and he will save it. Am I talking about goblins throwing on a wall hub? I know Mordor has walls now, but that's not a thing. So, of course, goblins can't throw down wall hubs. What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking at all. We got War Guardians out here for J something. FreeDoom, of course. FreeDoom. I'm guessing he's in the same clan as Jesse as well. If I had to guess. I'd say it's a pretty safe guess. Looks like the Goblin Cave, one of the Goblin Caves at least, has been knocked down in YodA's base. YodA has a second one as well. Looks like he's also gone for cave trolls, and he has a actually third cave there as well. So he's sitting just fine, and he's in no danger as of yet. Alright. Lionheart's pushing with some half troll marauders, some goblin warriors, and of course, Horde Riders being sent to their death. That was an unfortunate turn of events. Didn't quite pan out the way he hoped, I would imagine. He definitely wanted to get some of those. He might have picked off a couple of those, but for a battalion of Horde Riders, maybe not the worst. I don't know. Alright, in comes the attack. The half troll marauders will take down these furnaces very rapidly. Undefeatable will have to react very quickly if he wants to stop this. I'm losing too many buildings. He does have alerts on the field now, though. Let's continue to get more pikemen and crossbows are on the field now. So he's going to keep them busy. YodA is attacking the base of, how did I forget his name again? Jesus Christ, FreeDoom. It's one person I can't seem to remember his name. But he has a War Riders, which makes easy pickings for Goblin Warriors. Kills of Goblin Warriors, of course. As you see, they don't have too much trouble trampling one battalion of Goblin Warriors by any means, so it's no big deal there. Ooh, look at that cave troll beating him down. As long as cave trolls aren't being countered by pikes or being burst down by heroes or attack trolls, archers. My mind is all over the place today. Then they do pretty well. YodA's going in with a cave troll. Opting not to attack instead, which is probably smart because there are some pikes here, which would end his life. But if he regroups with Undefeatable's army, he can make an attack that does some damage. There's an Isengard builder being sent up here. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's just going to make a forward farm while he's pushing. That seems a bit forward though. Maybe he didn't know he had a builder selected. Oh, there he goes. He wanted to build a furnace. Fair enough. The back of his base is being attacked though, as Lionheart attempts to pick off some more economic buildings, and he is doing so. YodA sent a cave troll, and Undefeatable has sent some pikemen to deal with that. Looks like the front area of FreeDoom's base is a bit barren at the moment, so he is starting to rebuild here. Looks like his ally has sent some pikes to help him out as well. We do have alerts out on the field for FreeDoom also, and this is a pretty scary combo. We got the Uruk swords, we got Uruk crossbows, we have Uruk cav, and we have pikes from Goblins. And then of course alerts leading the charge. There's a Wildman summon there from FreeDoom. Now they're going to attempt to do some damage to YodA's base here. The Wildman summon, he should be able to take this fissure, and that'll slow YodA down for sure. He won't be able to get cave trolls, and he won't be able to get half troll marauders, which are the strong units of Goblins, of course. And YodA is utilizing cave trolls as of right now, so it would benefit him to do so. Lurk's taking out one of the cave trolls. Lurk needs to be a bit careful. But with sensitive War Riders there, he should be okay. As long as he doesn't run him into the middle of a clump of goblins and then just leave him there and forget about him. He should be fine, I think. We do have alerts here from Undefeatable trying to take down a spider lair expansion. Spider holes expansion, as they're called. And he sent more troops in. And it looks like Lionheart is in trouble. His base is down to half health. There is a cave troll on it, actually, here from YodA. And oh boy. Things are getting messy over here. And I think Lionheart is going to get knocked out here very shortly. This might be a much quicker game than I had anticipated. Not gonna lie. YodA has lost a lot in his base, but he seems to have stabilized. But Lionheart, on the other hand, he is about to lose his fort. Down it goes. Is he defeated, though? Not yet. He's got a goblin cave somewhere. There it is. So he hasn't given up yet, and it looks like the new owners of this land are moving in right away. As Undefeatable is starting to get his furnaces up and running in the area on the corpses before they even turn cold, which is wise. very wise, because he'll have more money, of course, to do stuff with what he wants. But that will probably cause the northern team to win there, I'd say. I went for a little base race, but there's southern teams didn't pay off, and the northern team did by far, as they've taken a base and basically neutralized one of the players, and that's going to be 2-on-1 more or less, with a little bit of help from, of course, Lionheart. He's not out of the game, but he's not going to be able to do a whole lot on one Goblin Cave. He's going to have to get more tunnels, of course, as well, which is never ideal. So there's Wildman Summon here, trying to whittle down the base of FreeDoom. Doing a bit of damage here and there. Looks like FreeDoom's still on the offensive here with some Uruks, but alas, it is not meant to be. YodA does have defenses ready, and he's starting to rebuild all his base. And I'd say Undefeatable's base is looking pretty safe. He's actually going to go for upgrades, believe it or not. You see 2 Uruk pits getting a couple arrow towers there just to defend. I honestly don't think his base is any danger, but maybe it might be. Oh, Lurtz is cripple striking each other. Classic Lurtz off. But unfortunately for Undefeatable's Lurtz, War Guards have showed up, and they're going to bring him down. Very nice. Nice pickup there for sure. This Lurtz does give leadership to his allies around him, 50% damage, which is pretty good. Definitely one to have around for your high damaging units like Warg Riders or crossbows or what have you. We've got Berserkers coming out here as well. FreeDoom's doing pretty well so far, I'd say. I mean, he still has the help of his ally, though. So luckily, Lionheart is still, like, he's not just dead weight at this point. He's actually still actively helping his ally out here, which is good, because otherwise it would just turn into a straight-up 2-on-1, and then we all know how a 2-on-1 goes. Most of the time. Not always, but 99% of the time, 2-on-1 ends in the one not doing so well, as you would expect. Usually you can overwhelm your opponent in sheer numbers, if anything. But not always. But if the southern team plays their cards right, they could claw this back. It's just going to take some serious work. And I mean serious, especially since... Actually, it looks like they have reclaimed the bottom right for their... No, they haven't. There's a farm there, but I mean, there's still many farms here from Undefeatable. So not so much, I guess. Has he actually gone for any upgrades yet? Nope. He got this armory, but he didn't actually do anything with it yet. I'm pretty sure he's doing it passively, I would assume. Switch to banner carriers. We can get that quickly. We do have a Wildman Summon here, boosting the army size of FreeDoom. The Goblins working down the fissure there. Actively helping out, very nice indeed, and also he can help out with his pikes, which is good. Ooh, he's also got Spider Riders. So instead of saving for a fortress, which would take ages, of course, and when you're actively fighting, it's not really viable. Oh no, the Goblins. Oh, it's a YodA builder. Okay. I was gonna say. Lionheart lost his build. Yep, he's alright. Oh no, FreeDoom's Lurtz is cripple struck right in the middle of a Goblin Horde and a Lurtz. And he's brought down. That's an unfortunate loss for them, for sure. A bit of damage was done to Undefeatable's base, though. And now it looks like they are pushing in the west side here against YodA's base. So we'll see if FreeDoom and Lionheart can do any damage here. It looks like YodA has a pretty big army, though. So I don't think he's going to get too far. Substation being used by somebody. Oh, we have a Watcher ready for FreeDoom. Of course, Lionheart is in a fortress, so it's not really much to do with that. Oh, there it is. That's right by it. FreeDoom's actually doing quite well on power points. He's got more than everyone. So he's definitely doing some work. We have a Spider Rider army here from Lionheart helping out here. Very nice. In bow mode, definitely going to be useful against the oncoming enemies. If he micros them well, of course. If he doesn't, well then. They're going to end up pike fodder material. And that, of course, is not something he wants, I would imagine. So we have an army amassing in the middle here for the Ace Clan. And we'll begin pushing south. Undefeatable does have the signal fire, so he does have vision around it, and he does the power reduction rate, which is good to have. Always good to have, in fact. Can't even the reason when it wouldn't be good to have, unless you don't have a fortress. I guess that's the reason. Be better let your ally have it, because otherwise you're just wasting it. Oh, and they went for the attack, and the big Watcher summon being brought in there, decimating Undefeatable's army. Looks like we do have YodA summoning some Wildmen as well. He's going to try and move down this Uruk pit, which is level 2 now, so it is a bit more tanky. And the Creebind making it very difficult for them to actually take down that building, it seems. As the debuff is strong. Just one. Warrior should do alright here as long as they're careful. Lurtz is bringing him down though, I didn't see him for a second. Looks like YodA's busy chasing off an army of Spider Riders in the north. This army of Spider Riders could do a lot of damage if left unchecked, of course. Because they're very mobile, they can do a lot of damage to buildings quickly, and they can get the hell out. So it's something they have to, the northern team has to be wary of, is Lionheart's Spider Rider army taking a lot of farms. Seems like Lurtz has been killed off. He has indeed. There's the corpse of Undefeatable's Lurtz, beaten down by Berserkers and Lurtz. Ooh, that's the Saruman. Saruman for FreeDoom has arrived. Very nice. As long as he doesn't get trapped by himself or critical struck by Lurtz and beaten down, Saruman could be a huge game changer. Is this the last building the Goblins had? Oh, of course not. Unless he lost this one. Oh, and they've actually managed to get him a new fort. Fantastic. With the addition of Lionheart's new fortress, they might be able to bring this game back. If they win, the Southern team wins, that's impressive, I gotta say. That's pretty good. Because the Northern team is very good. You know, the Ace Clan is pretty good, as you would expect. YodA's one of the better BFME2 players. I don't know about Undefeatable, but he seems pretty solid, as far as I can tell. But it's hard to judge if one game isn't else. Of course it is. But of course, basically losing the bottom right and losing your fort is never a good thing for anyone. Ooh, Saruman's taking a lot of damage already. Needs to be a bit careful. But if he can level up Saruman, that'll be huge. Saruman will stop any goblin clumps from happening, and he'll just wizard blast them into oblivion. And of course his other abilities. If he can get a level 10, I mean, I'll cry a single tear. And just the happiness that it brings me. But I highly doubt it, especially fighting goblins. I don't think Goblin Warriors particularly give a lot of experience, if I'm honest. Oh, that sounds like a Drogoth. It is. YodA has gone for Drogoth. And he's immediately going for Saruman. And Saruman is very wounded. Fireball does a pretty good amount, but they don't have any anti-air. They were not expecting a Drogoth. And this play is going to cost. Oh, they do have some anti-air, but is it enough? Is he willing to risk his life to kill Saruman? He doesn't have to. He has a fireball. No! Oh, he actually lived. Wow. Talk about lucky. Well, there you go. Saruman has lived. Wildmen have been summoned in, though, and they're going to finish him off. YodA picking up the kill. Very nice. Yeah, no one would have expected Drogoth. They clearly did not. They are balls deep in YodA's base here. Berserkers being brought in, starting to do some damage to the base. Will YodA be able to defend? I think so. I really do like the new colored blades for the Berserkers. They've grown on me. first I didn't think I'd like it, but the purple and blue blades are pretty cool looking. And they stand out amongst the army of Urukai with forged blades upgrades. Which is good. Because if otherwise they just kind of look like another Urukai swordsman, don't they? From a distance. No one plays the game like this, unless you're playing in the default EA zoom like some sort of nab. When I pity you if you are, but you really shouldn't be. It's difficult. Difficult to say the least, and not really enjoyable. Unless you really like looking at unit detail, of course, then it's very enjoyable. Because you get a lot more of that. But it's not really feasible to play in. I don't know how anyone would have played like this back in the day. Like, it's outrageous. But the monitors were different, I guess, so it wasn't maybe that bad. Who knows? Anyway, YodA's base is looking pretty good. He's got a fortress upgrade, so his fortress is going to be hard to kill now. Sounds like Saruman's back and ready for action. We do have a lot of Spider Riders. And they're going to be pretty much the sole anti-air for the southern team. We might have some crossbows here and there. There's some. I think it looks like it's going to be up to the Goblins to deal with that. So I'm trying to do a little bit of damage there. And that's what he did, I guess. A little bit of damage. If Drogoth gets leveled up, though, he'll be nasty as well. Very nasty. Could get a Saruman out for a... That's a Dragon Strike, isn't it? There it is. Oh, the Dragon Strike on YodA's base. Beautiful. Such carnage and destruction. 1.9 Dragon Strike is nice. Has a nice effect, and it also just works better than all the other patches Dragon Strikes, let's be honest. It pathfinds properly, which is nice. Alright, YodA's got a Shelob out. Interesting. Shelob's not a hero you see too often. There's also a Gorkill out there. You didn't see him. There he is. Of course, HD edition Gorkill, which has a different skin. Some hate it, some love it. I think it's alright. Not a fan of his pants. What kind of goblin would be wearing full-on pants? I don't know. I think if he had cut-off shorts, maybe I'd like it a little better. Oh, Drogoth is going to get killed. If only he had a war chant, he'd be easily killing this Drogoth. But I think Saruman should really get out of there, because there is a lot of Urukai here, and not a lot of his Urukai. Looks like they're trying to work down YodA's base, though. They're doing a bit of damage. Southern team's bases are secure for now. Looks like we do have a treasure trove being thrown out by Lionheart there. No upgrades have been gone for FreeDoom as of yet. Southern team should really invest in a signal bar, I think. Especially since now they have a 25-point power. Probably be wise. YodA's spreading out his buildings across the land, it looks like. Which is wise, definitely. I have yet to see Web of Ungoliant used in the actual game. But of course, I don't think this is going to be the defining moment of that happening either. I think she's been recruited a bit late into the game for that to even be feasible. I don't know how long the replay is, but I can't imagine it'd be too long. He says it's an hour long. Oh boy, I hope not. As much as I'm a fan of hour-long games, I'm not a fan of hour-long games. I don't like casting really long games. I won't even lie about it. I like to keep the cast between 30 to 40 minutes at max, if possible. Just to save time, really. And after a point, what are you talking about, you know? Talking for a long time. It hurts. It's pain. Alright. Going for an attack here. Saruman's got a very small retinue. Oh, but a nice big wizard blast changes that. Well, it didn't change that. It still has a small retinue. But his attacking army is much smaller. He's going to die to Drogoth, though, unfortunately, because he keeps sending him out without any air defense. There's the heal, though. They did at least have that on their side. Lurtz has been cripple struck, though. Interesting you choose to cripple strike Lurtz instead of Saruman. I guess Saruman's not going to get away from Drogoth, especially running towards another enemy base. So Saruman is doomed. There is a Saruman out here now for Undefeatable. His base is really looks the same as it has for quite some time. So he's been spending all of his money on troops and such, I guess. He was going to go for upgrades at one point, wasn't he? He lost that. And it doesn't look like he's decided to rebuild it. How much of the bottom does he own here? There's Cave Troll by Lionheart. Doesn't look like they own any of the bottom really anymore. It has been reclaimed for the southern team. That is the Instill Terror ability, causing fear into the enemy ranks. I think the Berserkers are actually doing pretty well. I mean, they're not super good against pikemen though. I don't think so. You get picked off. It's buff pikemen especially. Look at that. Just kick him right in his balls. Gotta love the pikeman kicking animation. It's always lovely. Looks like Northern team will be safe for now. I love this little web effect that Shelob has when she walks around in 1.09. That's great. It's a nice touch. There's a lot of small things in 1.9 that are like that. It's like a nice touch, you know? It's like that Spider Rider has blades. Forged blades, but there's not enough of them to keep him safe from Drogoth. Drogoth's going to pick off the rest of them, it looks like. Oh, even walking into some of the forces of the Elix. Unfortunate. They have just no anti-air, and they're suffering. I know it sounds ridiculous, but you know it's a good counter, or at least helps. Get yourself a Worm Tongue, because he can backstab flying units in 1.9. I would assume because of the lack of anti-air that Isengard actually has available to them, really. They only have Lurtz and some crossbows available to them. Because we all know Isengard has like 5 unit types. So they needed something, I suppose. Even if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I could see it being useful. I don't know how much it actually does to Drogoth though. I haven't actually seen it used on Drogoth, I don't think. But I would imagine it'd be effective if they actually made it work on them. So there's probably a reason. It's definitely a Worm Tongue might be in order, I think, to deal with this Drogoth, or at least help with it. Worm Tongue and some crossbows. We do have Hathor Marauders with Forged Blades upgrades, but of course without any anti-air they're not going to do very well. Oh, they have heavy armor as well. They got that nice armor look. YodA's got himself a gore kill up to level 4 now. Ooh, Drogoth's just MVPing this game here. And there is the counter Freezing Rain. Looks like YodA would use Darkness. FreeDoom has just used his Freezing Rain. Who owns the Signifier? Still held by Undefeatable. Oh my god. Double Watchers. Nice. Well. What's this? Undefeatable's going for a very forward siege works, looks like. But quite well aware of its existence, so I don't know if putting Watcher there is a good idea. It will slowly work down the siege works though. Maybe that was the idea. I don't particularly like the use of a Watcher to kill one building though, if I'm honest. If that's what happened. There might have been some units in front, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna guess probably not. She'll have to be very careful. Ooh, but Drogoth, the clutch fireball, sends Lurtz flying. She's always free to run away. She's at level 4 now. Level 6, of course, she gets Poison Stinger, which causes damage for 30 seconds. Paralyze the target for 6 seconds. It's a very good stun. It's better than Gore Kill stun, in fact. It's a good one. It's a good one. There's Saruman back on the field for Undefeatable. And more pikes as well. Big skirmish here, it looks like. Wildman have been summoned in on top of the pike line there. YodA's got himself Forge Blades, heavy armor on his Half Troma Runners now as well. That will definitely help him out there. They're still being ravaged though, looks like, by crossbows. Even with the armor upgrades, they still... I guess there's a lot of pikes over them as well. And there's a Wildman summon from... who I could only guess is Lionheart. Because they are his team color. Makes sense, right? Looks like Lionheart's fort is actually half dead. Remember that? Could be dangerous. Oh, that was a firefly, was it not? Yes, it was. Drogoth is leveling up nicely. He's level 7 already. He could get level 10 in this game. That is feasible. And against the level 10 Drogoth, there can be no victory. That's not true, of course, but he would be hard-pressed, I think, to do a lot of damage. That's basically a free Dragon Strike, I think, right? Not quite as excessive, of course, as a Dragon Strike. Probably a bit. I don't know how good Drogoth's thing is against buildings, though. It's pretty good against armies. But I don't think I've ever seen it used on a base. I'm not sure. Saruman's back for FreeDoom. Got cave trolls still running amok here. These are for Lionheart, though. I'll help counter this Wildman menace. What do they do now? They die. With a big punch to the face. Fantastic. Someone's level 3. This Lurch is level 7. So he's got all his abilities. I think he gets his last ability at level 7, actually. Nope, 6. Never mind. Right, Undefeatable's moving in here. He's going to try and take out some of the farms for the enemy. As is Drogoth. So we have a cheeky little fissure still down here in the bottom right for Lionheart. Gorka's level 5. At level 6 he gets his Poison Stinger, right? Yes, he does. 25 seconds of poison damage and paralyzed for 6 seconds. So it's 5 seconds less poison damage than Shelob's. I think it has less strength as well, but I'm not sure. By the way, goblins get 2 Poison Sting paralyzes, so once you level those up, they get pretty nasty. Because it's two hero paralyzers, basically. And that's never a good thing to face when you have heroes. As I'm sure a majority of you can attest, it can be quite frustrating, especially if you're trying to level up a Saruman. If he gets poison stung while he's out there, GG Saruman. I wonder if the Isengard heal, does that cure poison? Because regular heal does. As far as I'm aware, it cures the poison effect. So maybe the Isengard one does as well. I would assume. If I was assuming, man. Which I am usually. Which is Fireball doing a ton. It's doing a lot more than anything else, though. Undefeatable's army's looking much more scary, though, especially with Drogoth's support here, than what is currently facing him. And another Wildman summon trying to attack YodA here. While they're doing little bits and pieces of damage to YodA's base, they can't really do a whole lot, unfortunately, for them. And Undefeatable's base hasn't really been touched for quite some time, I don't think. And of course, he's starting to go for upgrades now. He's got Forged Blades. He can go for Fire Arrows or Heavy Armor if he so desires as well. Does he even have the Forge thing on his base? No, he doesn't. Shit. Let's have a look at powers real quick. YodA has himself... He's almost at Balrog. Although he has Darkness, so he could go for Dragon as well if he so desired. Most people will go for Balrog over Dragon, though, I would expect. I think Balrog is much better. But he does have Darkness ready to be used. FreeDoom just used Dragon Strike, apparently. I don't know where. Did he use here? I don't actually know. Oh, there it is. I didn't even hear the dragon. Alright, well he used it on FreeDoom's or Undefeatable's base, I guess. Fair enough. Although I don't think hitting Undefeatable's base is really going to do much unless they plan on attacking it. I guess he's summoning and stuff. If they can take out Undefeatable, rendering his name untrue, then they might have a chance here. I feel like the Southern team is struggling, and struggling quite hard. Which is fair, because they are pushing into a corner here, and they're up against a leveled up Drogoth, which is never good. And of course the other heroes are now leveling up for Goblins as well. Like the Gorkill's got his Poison Sting there. He's going to be quite nasty. Oh, look at Undefeatable's army. All lined up nicely and upgraded. Isn't that cute? But he's got Forged Blades on there. Looks like he's preparing for the final assault, potentially. Coordinating with YodA, trying to get ready for some sort of attack, I would imagine. Looks like the bottom right has been completely cleaned out of the southern team's buildings. And now they will soon meet their demise, I would imagine. Ooh, Saruman's gone a bit balls deep. If they have a Watcher, now is the time to use it. I don't think they do, though. But YodA does have a Balrog. Oh, finally Wormtongue enters the battle. A bit too late, in my opinion. He needed Wormtongue ages ago. And honestly, Wormtongue would have been great here because of Backstab and because of Road Allegiance. That was not as good as it could have been. He had a much better chance. Especially if you could do that first. If you had to stun, why would you use the stun afterwards? I'm now getting... Now goes Saruman netting 1,125 resources to enemy. Unfortunate. But we do have Balrog, and we get Watcher. Darkness. There we go. FreeDoom is dead. Defeated. Conceded. And that just leaves Lionheart alone against such reckless malice. There you go. He's dead, Jim. But yeah, nice match. It would have been cool to see the southern team come back from that one, but I think they did pretty well considering. I think, quite frankly, the Isengard in the bottom left, FreeDoom carried their team a bit. But the Goblin definitely pulled his weight, I think. But losing his fort obviously set them back quite a bit. And he wasn't able to get a Drogoth of his own. If they got a Drogoth of their own, I think that would have been a whole different game. Who knows? Yeah, pretty good match, I thought. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in the next cast of BFME2 patch 1.09. See you all next time.